Before we dig into successfully implementing mastery, let's take a moment to go over some of the common practices and current thinking around mastery. As stated in the last video, mastery comes from people being challenged to use their skills effectively. We define mastery at work as the efforts that organizations make to support employees' skills by identifying and valuing them, using them effectively, and developing them for greater achievement. When we try to incorporate these three components into mastery, our biggest mistake is to think of them as separate activities instead of one connected system. At best, we will often pair two of them together, but only using two of the three is often the root cause of some typical workplace problems. When we identify and use our skills but do not develop them, we create complacent employees. People know and use their skills, but do not expand or challenge their skill set. This is how we create people who, rather than having 10 years of experience, only have 1 year of experience 10 times. When we use and challenge our skills, but do not identify them, we create generic employees. People who use and develop their skills, but the employer does not take into account an employee's past or talent. This is when we often try to make everyone the same by providing broad, generic training that is a mile wide and an inch deep. When we identify and challenge our skills but do not use them, we create unsupported employees. People know and develop their skills, but when they do not get to use them, it creates a common wasted expense for many businesses and wasted time for the employee. This is when someone is trained to do something that they show interest and aptitude for, but are not given the chance to apply what they've learned. Let's look at this with some examples of 3 different workplaces. First is the Nerd Herd, a computer gadget store. Sid started at the shop 5 years ago. He was fresh out of school and given extensive training on the new devices and products. But since then, hasn't shown much interest to learn about the ever-evolving product lines. He still recommends the same types and brands that he was trained on years ago. Without challenging your team to better their skills and knowledge, you are reinforcing complacency. Complacent expectations create complacent employees. Second is Bright Ideas, a high-end lighting store. Shannon, Ted, and Gus are all being given customer service and upsell training. It is a general training on how to give customers a good in-person experience and get them to agree to upsells. Shannon has been doing this job for 8 years and has won the Salesperson of the Year award a number of times. This training is not giving her much new information. Ted is brand new, and this training has a lot of helpful ideas to help him do his job. And Gus started a year ago, but mostly does online sales, so he finds most of this information isn't relevant. Without knowing what your team needs or what they bring to the table already, you are reinforcing employees' skills to be generic. Generic training creates generic employees. And our third workplace is CU in Health, a natural food and supplement store. Joelle has been a clerk at the store for years and has been wanting to find new ways to promote the healthy food and products. She got management to agree to send her away for some nutritional cooking training so she could run small cooking workshops at the store to engage customers and promote new products. After she completed the training, management never fully got on board with the cooking workshops idea and never got around to letting her host the events. Without supporting your team to use their training and skills, you are reinforcing that training is just a box to be checked. Unsupported practices create unsupported employees. Let's recap. The common way we think about mastery and skill development is often incomplete. If we do not include the 3 components when we are implementing mastery, we will keep making the same mistakes that keep employees complacent, make them generic, and feel unsupported.